Good evening. Please stand at this time for the presentation of colors by the South Charleston Color Guard under the leadership of Major R. Stephen Ballou, followed by the singing of the national anthem by soloist Emmeline Rumberg, a student at DuPont Middle School, and a special music presentation by the DuPont Middle School Choir, directed and accompanied by their director, 2023 Teacher of the Year finalist, Mr. David Patrick.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we veiled at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening. My name is Abby Skyles, and I'm a 7th grader at DuPont Middle School. The song we will be performing was written as a letter from a teacher to her students. To all the teachers and service personnel here this evening, thank you for letting us be who we are.
You are love, exuberant love. You are life, unstoppable life. Loud stomping feet, eyes glitter and shine.
Thank you to the DuPont Middle School Choir and to Mr. David Patrick. What a beautiful example of the importance of music education in our schools. As we transition, currently I would also like to take a moment and say a thank you to Mr. Seth Skyles, music teacher at Rock Branch Elementary in Putnam County, who played for us during the reception, and one of my proud first grade students. Great example of the joy of teaching is to watch your students grow up and do great things. My name is Carla Warren. I currently serve as the Director of the Office of Educator Development and Support at the West Virginia Department of Education, and I also have the privilege of leading the work for the Teacher of the Year program and the Service of the Year program. I want to take a moment and express my appreciation to the leadership of the department, to the State Board of Education, and to our legislators who are present tonight who support this program and the importance of elevating teachers and service personnel in our state. Tonight's program is being streamed by West Virginia Public Broadcasting, which is our sister agency, and we appreciate their support. Please take a moment and give the public broadcasting a round of applause. Thanks to this streaming offered by West Virginia Public Broadcasting, many county winners and their families and friends and coworkers are hosting watch parties tonight for tonight's celebration. We welcome each of you and are so glad that you could join us. Now please direct your attention to the screen for greetings from West Virginia Governor Jim Justice.
Hello everyone, I'm Governor Jim Justice, and what a special, special evening you're having tonight. I mean, awarding our Teacher of the Year, awarding our Service Personnel Person of the Year. I mean, absolutely, this is big time stuff. You know, really and truly, when it really boils right down to it, you know, and I don't say this egotistically, I say this factually. In my first State of the State, I said, we've got to make education our centerpiece. A lot of people thought, oh gosh, he's lost his mind. And at the end of the day, just think about where this state has come from since that very moment right there. Absolute deficit after deficit, nowhere to turn, more and more and more people migrating out of West Virginia, no hope. That's where we were, and look at where we are today. Where we are today is a celebration right now of our Teacher of the Year, our Service Personnel of the Year, and with all that we've got surpluses, we've got all kinds of goodness, people coming to this state, announcement after announcement of people coming, pay raises, great stuff happening, and more hopefully to come. With all that being said, we do have to make education our centerpiece. You've done it in a lot of ways. You work really, really, really hard, and I congratulate you beyond belief. I'm a real believer in education. I'm a believer in all the goodness that you do all the time. I'm in the schools all the time. And nobody loves our kids more than me. There's no chance on the planet. But absolutely, I have seen so much goodness, it's off the chart, that you do every day. So to all the finalists, all the county finalists, to all the people that are associated with this contest, if you could per se, but really and truly, it is just really a celebration. A celebration of a selection is very, very difficult to do, I'm sure, because there's so many that are worthy. I congratulate all. I have seen it so many times. You know, I have seen goodness happening within all of the folks in the schools, and I'm there always. I think about Kathy, my wife, our First Lady. I think about the good work that they've done in communities and schools and how excited she is all the time about bringing more and more and more goodness and trying to help the people that are landslided with an avalanche of problems and complications, and being able to stand up and say, I'm wanting to try to help. You see, we placed an incredible priority on just the fact that if we absolutely change our footprint as far as education and make education our centerpiece, it changes our image. When it changes our image to the good, people will want to come. Absolutely, goodness will start to happen. The two things that people, and the top two things that people consistently come to me about coming to West Virginia are, what kind of schools are we going to have? What kind of schools? Are they going to be safe? Are they going to be caring? Are they going to be loving? Are they going to be good? Are the facilities going to be good? And the second question is, how are your roads? And with all that, those standards of life drive more and more and more goodness to happen in West Virginia. So I congratulate you. Tonight absolutely will be a tremendously exciting night. And we'll have winners, but we've got winners all across the board. Again, thank you so much for letting me be with you. I'm right there with you arm in arm, and you'll never, ever have to worry. I won't waver at all. Absolutely. I love you with all my soul. Congratulations again.
And now I invite you to join me in welcoming the President of the West Virginia Board of Education, Mr. Paul Hardesty, who will introduce state board members who are present with us this evening, followed by the 33rd State Superintendent of Schools, Mr. David L. Roach, who will bring greetings from the Department of Education, as well as introducing his senior leadership staff. So, Mr. Hardesty.
Good evening. It's an honor and a privilege to be here this evening to be a part of the Excellence in Education Awards. Before I have a few remarks I want to share with you, I'd like to take this time to introduce some fine members of my board, colleagues that share the same passion for children and education as I do, and I love them dearly. Mr. Scott Rotruck. Mr. Bob Dunleavy. Dr. Jim Wilson. Miss Deborah Sullivan. And Miss Nancy White. I'd like to make another announcement. We have in our presence this evening a dear friend who is the new Senate Education Chair, a public school teacher here in West Virginia, Senator Amy Grady. I look forward to working with Senator Grady on many issues, and we're really pleased that she is the new Senate Education Chair, and we look forward to that arrangement. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going a completely different direction from what I thought I was going to say this evening, and I hope you'll indulge me for a few minutes. I don't know why this came to my mind, but it did while I was sitting right next to Michelle. I hadn't even thought about this, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. We talk about excellence in education. Tonight we're going to recognize 20 individuals that are just that. They are what excellence in education means every day for our children. And I was going to talk about something completely different, and a teacher that I had in the 6th grade, her name popped into my mind. Her name was Blanche Gore. She taught at Whitman Grade School in Logan County. The best teacher I ever had in public school. She challenged me every day. She did 2 different sets of lessons so you could go at your own pace. She didn't want to hold anyone back, but she worked twice as hard. She challenged me every day of the 6th grade, and I'll always be indebted to her. Then I thought about my 4th grade classroom aide, Miss Ruth Bowery. Ruth was like my mother in the 4th grade. What if I told you that every birthday since I've been in the 4th grade, I get a card from Ruth Bowery? She calls me her baby boy. When I made votes on the Senate floor she didn't like, she called and told me. If there was a teacher that gave her trouble when I was president of the Board of Education, she came and told me. but these people had a lasting impact on my life. Guess what? You out here tonight, you 20 people that we are going to honor this evening, you're the next Blanche Gore and the next Ruth Bowery for some child somewhere. They're never going to forget what you do. You are the engines that make our school systems run. It's not the central office, and if you're a superintendent there today, I mean no disrespect. The people in the schools make it work every day. When the child comes in and he's hungry, you feed him. When the child comes in brokenhearted, you comfort him, whether it be the teacher or the service personnel. You lift these children up. You may be the only positive reinforcement that child has in their entire life. I appreciate what you do every day for the children of West Virginia. I mean that with all my heart. At this time, I'd like to introduce our new state superintendent of schools, a dear friend of mine, and ladies and gentlemen, we got a good one. We've got someone that's committed to student achievement, and we're in lockstep behind him, supporting him along the way, Mr. David Roach.
Thank you, President Hardesty. Not 6'8", so I got to bring her back down. Good evening. My name, again, is David Roach, and I would have two folks with me, two deputy superintendents I'd like to introduce. Miss Michelle Blatt. And Dr. Sarah Stankus. I also have a student that I didn't have the privilege of being in the classroom, in my classroom, but I was close, and that's Dr. Warren. I appreciate everything that she does to get this together, and she does a remarkable job, and she wears many hats. In our teacher shortage situation, she's on top of it. And in a few years to come, I think we're going to be out of it with her leadership. Thank you, Dr. Warren. Also like to thank Ms. Christy Day for helping us with communications and everything, pictures and videos. We appreciate it very much. Say hello, Ms. Christy Day. I'd like to welcome again to a celebration of excellence in education, a recognition of our outstanding teachers and service personnel of the year. These county finalists have excelled in their positions, creating a strong learning environment for West Virginia children. I am so proud to have them serving our students in our public schools. Outside of the families and caregivers, you are the adults who spend the most time with and have the most impact, direct impact in the lives of these children. I heard a speaker one time say that we don't talk about the joy of teaching. This evening we will. As a high school biology teacher many years ago, I recall the satisfaction that I felt teaching my students in the learning and the mastering of the content. I also remember the joy of helping students who struggled, but I was able, with the help of others, to overcome their obstacles. There is no greater reward. Each of us can remember a teacher, a bus driver, cook, secretary, aide, custodian that has developed positive traits that have shaped our lives. I've got two examples I want to share with you. I had more, but they made me cut back my time because I had so many wonderful experiences as a child. Many. I loved school. I wasn't always the most studious, and I wasn't always the sharpest knife, but no one enjoyed the classroom like I did. The first one I want to talk about is Mr. Kingery, my bus driver. For some reason, I was born that I loved animals, any insects, anything at all. I looked after them. So I was always at the first or second at the bus stop. There was about 12 of us. I was about 250 yards a house from the bus stop. And when it rained, I'm sure you've noticed that between asphalt and the grass on the side of the road, there's a shallow ditch, and that would fill with water. And lo and behold, I noticed earthworms, fishing worms at that time, but as a biology teacher now I call them earthworms. But they were drowning, and I just would stop. They were slippery, and I just pick every one out and try to save it. And finally, a big gust of wind would knock me to the side almost, and that was the bus passing me up. I'd take off running, and I would be late, and the bus driver would wait on me. I was out of breath, everything in disarray. I climbed those huge steps as a little fella and got up there and looked at the bus driver. He said, "How many did you save today?" I said, 30. And he said, "Good job." And I had the biggest smile as I made my way back to my seat. It made my day. He never chastised me. He never got on me. He always made me feel just wonderful. And that's the way my day started. So the other person, it's a little different situation. I was a college-bound student, so I had to take college-bound classes. Sometimes I didn't understand why I had to take these classes, but it was Latin 2. And it was my last day in Latin 2. We had our yearbooks, and we were signing, a wonderful day. And we were walking out of Mrs. Cox. She had a so-so personality. She was good at what she did, but she wasn't the most friendly person, if you know what I mean. And so as I walked out, she said, "David." And I turned. He said, "I need to speak with you. Could you wait a minute?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." I was always taught to be polite to all my folks of teaching. And so I waited as friends and other students left the room, and I was by her desk, and she said, "David?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "What are you going to do?" I said, "This summer?" She said, "No, your future." And I said, "I'm going to college." And she looked down, looked concerned, and she was sitting, and she raised back up and looked at me. She says, "I don't think you're going to make it." I kind of was shocked, didn't know what to say, so what could I say? I say, "Okay." And when I said, "I'll see you, Miss Cox, and thank you," and I left the room. But I tell you what she did, and I didn't know it at the time. There's many people do not make it through freshman year and sophomore year in college. But I'll tell you this, Mrs. Cox, I was in every class, did not skip one. I did my homework. It was on time. I was very studious. I studied, prepared. And as I look back, when I went back to the same school I graduated from to do student teaching, I went down to see Mrs. Cox. And I said, "Mrs. Cox, I made it." And she looked at me and she said, "I'm so proud of you." And I didn't understand it at the time, but I think Mrs. Cox used reverse psychology on me. Because she knew I was not in the right frame of mind to go to college, and she was afraid I was going to fail. So she set me up for success. All my teachers had one way or another have influenced me, my supporting staff. My heart goes out to all of them, because all of us could stand up here and talk for hours of what they meant to us. These 20 finalists represent the best of our teacher and service performance or personnel workforce. I also want to thank those people who support each of you in your schools, counties, communities, and within your families. I know that you all are very proud of the accomplishments we are celebrating tonight. And of course, I appreciate the ongoing support of our sponsors, that we will recognize momentarily. It takes all of us to support education, and you have been faithful partners to the Department of Education. And I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Ethan Poole and his lovely wife Denise to say thank you, because they stepped up when we needed them about insurance. We had the Toyota car, but one of our winners called a previous superintendent, state superintendent, said, I can't accept the car. The insurance is too much and I can't afford it from what we pay now. And Mr. Poole stepped up. And that's just one example of many of our sponsors. They do everything to help us. Tonight, we are bringing attention to the importance of the work of our finalists that do so much every day, pushing us to reflect on how we value and support the profession and the very people who are teaching and supporting the most treasured resource, our children. Again, I sincerely thank you for your commitment to educating the students of West Virginia, and my heartfelt, always appreciative of the finalists tonight and everyone in your schools. You are the best of the best, and God bless you, and keep doing what I consider God's work. You are wonderful folks. Thank you.
And while Christy Day and I certainly appreciate the recognition, we definitely want to take a moment and recognize our staffs, because we know that an event like this cannot take place without the hands and feet of many. So thank you to our staffs for the work you've done to prepare for tonight. The recognition of West Virginia service personnel is a program established by the West Virginia Department of Education in the recent past to honor and recognize the importance of our support personnel and the value they bring to the success of our schools and to our students. Each county is invited to submit a representative for this program. Submissions are reviewed by an initial committee that is named by the state superintendent, and that committee identifies the 10 finalists for the West Virginia Service Personnel of the Year Award. Once the 10 candidates are determined, a final interview committee meets with these individuals and conducts face-to-face interviews, and then presents the state superintendent with a recommendation for the state winner for the Service Personnel Award. These staff members safely transport our students, they feed our children nutritious meals, organize our administration and educators, keep our campuses clean and in working order, and serve as vital support personnel to the educational support structures that benefits our children each day. The mission of the Service Personnel of the Year program is to recognize outstanding education support for their contribution to their schools and their community. You are the unsung heroes stepping up every day to care for our children and support staff alike. Without seeking recognition, you show up every day, you do your job, and you do it well. Your dedication gives us hope for the future. I want to congratulate you on this recognition and thank you for your service to West Virginia. Now let's take a look at our County Service Personnel of the Year winners. of our county winners. As we prepare to recognize the 10 finalists for the West Virginia Service Personnel of the Year, we want to acknowledge and thank our sponsors. If the sponsor is represented here this evening, please stand and be recognized and remain standing till all of the sponsors have been announced. For the 2023 West Virginia School Service Personnel of the Year sponsors, Highmark West Virginia, providing a $2,500 cash award to the Service Personnel of the Year. Horace Mann Insurance Companies, providing a $2,500 cash award to the Service Personnel of the Year. West Virginia School Service Personnel Association, a $500 cash award and Heart of Glass statuette to the Service Personnel of the Year, as well as a Heart of Glass statuette to our finalists and a tumbler to all of our county winners. West Virginia State Parks is providing a 2-night stay at Twin Falls State Park to the Service Personnel of the Year winner. Adams Hallmark Stores, providing a $25 gift card for each finalist, valid online or at any Adams Hallmark location statewide. Blinko Glass Company is providing a piece of art to all of our county winners. In addition, each of our Service Personnel of the Year finalists will receive an Apple iPad for their use while employed by the county system, a customized plaque, and lapel pin to commemorate this recognition. Thank you to all our sponsors. Now let's take a look at our Service Personnel of the Year finalist.
Last question here. Why do you enjoy what you do?
I love what I do because the big part is I love my team. We work together. It's not a one-man show. We work as a group. We rely on each other to make sure that our schools and our students have what they need and to communicate. I'm at a point in my life where I found my niche, I guess you could say, and I enjoy it.
Oh, wow. I've always worked with kids. There's nothing that I can think. I mean, they're tomorrow. They're which may be scary in itself too, but they're our tomorrow. They're our legacy, and hopefully there's somebody in their lives that leaves a good impression on them, and they might say, I need to think about doing something like that someday.
Our future is our kids, and to be a part of their daily lives in some way, and is just phenomenal because, America will only be as great as our kids are, in 20 years or 40 years. And hopefully there'll be somebody sitting here saying the same thing, that our greatest asset is our children, So let's make it so they can grow up to be fine young men and women.
I enjoy this profession because I love kids. Being an aide allows me to work with small groups and individuals to truly make a difference by helping them be successful in an environment that would be difficult for them without support, and I could be that support.
Littles are my thing. Like I said, big people make me very nervous, but you give me a group of 15, 20 littles, and I'm at home. I mean, I can occupy, I can play games, I can be silly and crazy with them, and if I'm wrong, they don't know. We just make the best of it and go ahead.
I just like kids. I've been with kids since I was babysitting kids when I was, I guess, just 10. I didn't realize it until the boy was 30 years old and I was 40 years old, and I had babysat him as a baby. Now here I am in in the school system, and I said, you know, God put me here, and God will get me through it. So I just really enjoy the students.
I love it. I do what I love, and I love what I do. I want to impact the world some way, and I feel that me teaching and working with these kids, I can make a difference. I can make a change in a child's life. And I just enjoy seeing their faces light up when they learn something new. I enjoy the first day of school is the best day of school. The last day of school is I just can't wait till school comes back in. If we had school year round, I would probably be happy.
I love our kids. I love working with the students. They make every day interesting and fun and challenging, but it's just amazing to watch them go from 6th grade to 7th to 8th, just to see the changes that they have, how they mature, hopefully.
That question's been asked to me many times by different people. And I just enjoy the interaction not only with our students, but with their parents, my other coworkers, with all the people that are involved. And it's just, I just enjoy, I guess I'm a people person, and I like to be around people. And the kids keep you young and keep you feeling useful, and that's about it.
As we prepare to recognize our 10 finalists for the 2023 West Virginia Service Personnel of the Year, I invite the State Superintendent and Senator Grady, we'd love to have you as well, State Board members to come to the stage to greet them, and our Deputy Superintendents, if you'll come on up and get ready to greet our 10 finalists as they go across the stage. Finalists, you will cross the stage when your name is read to receive your plaque and sponsor award box, and greet our dignitaries who are with us today. And deputies, the boxes do have labels on the back that will show you where to, they're in order. Perfect. Okay, here we go. If our finalists will come stand up, and we'll start across the stage. Representing Berkeley County, Kari Mahias. Representing Jefferson County, Wendy Dodson. Representing Lewis County, Glenna Johnston. Representing Marshall County, Jeffrey Coleman. Representing Mason County, Marquita Crum. Representing Mineral County, Hannah Rexroad. Representing Morgan County, Susan Clark. Representing Ritchie County, Michelle Clark. Representing Upshur County, Jessica Gross. And representing Wyoming County, Melissa Fuller. You may take your seats after that line goes through. That's okay. That's okay. You can go sit down. I'll call you back in just a little bit. not make the font big enough. They were in order. Front, back, front, back, front, back. Yeah. Yeah. At this time, we want to recognize our 2022 West Virginia Service Personnel of the Year, Catherine Miller. Catherine serves as the cafeteria manager at Wayne High School in Wayne County. She is an outstanding example of those who serve in service personnel positions all across the state. Catherine has dedicated her life to supporting students, teachers, and the Wayne community. Over the past 20 years, she has demonstrated leadership, dedication, and service to hundreds of students in her community. Thank you for setting the bar high, Catherine, for future honorees. It has been a delight to get to know you and work with you this past year.
Her job here that she's employed as is a head cook, but Kathy's so much more than that. Kathy volunteers her time on the weekend. She volunteers time after school. She works with kids in the community with her church. She works with kids here after school. She worked herself to death during the pandemic to make sure that these kids got fed. Oftentimes she's the very first person here at school at 5 o'clock in the morning, and the first kid that walks through the door is, "Hi, how are you? How was the night before? How was your weekend?" She is a wonderful, wonderful lady inside and out, and we're just so proud of her that she got this award.
I think my role as just a cook is a little bit more than just feeding these kids. You know, you have to give them a smile, give them a good morning, just let them know that you're there, you're somebody there that will help them. It was an honor. I really, I have enjoyed it. I really appreciate my coworkers, my county, the state for seeing something in me that I didn't see. I mean, what I do on a daily basis, so I didn't think that it was anything special. But it's been fun and memorable, so I really am appreciative and humble for receiving this award.
Kathy is with us this evening. Kathy, would you stand and be recognized? And now the moment is here to announce the 2023 West Virginia Service Personnel of the Year. I invite Board President Hardesty, would you come and do the honors?
I feel like Steve Harvey. I'm sorry, I had to say that. Jessica Gross.
To the middle of the stage for pictures and banners. We invite her county superintendent or representatives and her principal to come to the stage for the picture. We invite her county superintendent and Dr. Stankus was her county superintendent when she was named, but Upshur County representation, you're welcome to come and be in the picture quickly. Jessica, would you like to say a few words? I don't know if you can all play that. We'll pull that down for you.
Whoa, I can't believe it. Oh my gosh. Okay, I had a whole planned out, but now I don't, and I'm only 5 foot tall according to my students. So I want to thank God above, my family, Rob, my kids. I wouldn't do it without them. There's been many nights, many days with all my volunteer work that I have not been home, and I love you guys. My dad, my mom, thank you guys for raising me. Oh my gosh. Hodgesville Elementary, I love you. Upshur County Schools, thank you. And the kids asked me the other day if we were going to have a party if I won. So guess what, kids? If you're watching on live, because I know you are, be ready for a party. Thank you.
Who says my job isn't fun? I've had that secret for months. I haven't been able to share it. So at this time, we move to the Teacher of the Year portion of our program. The process to select the West Virginia Teacher of the Year follows the same process as the Service Personnel of the Year. Starting in March of each year, when our counties submit county winners, we go through 2 interview rounds, 2 review rounds to come to our 10 finalists in the summer, and then naming tonight our Teacher of the Year. West Virginia has recognized a Teacher of the Year since 1964, making this one of the longest standing programs in the nation. In our audience this evening, we have several former West Virginia Teachers of the Year, as well as the current West Virginia Teacher of the Year, Brian Casto. At this time, would all of the former West Virginia Teachers of the Year and Brian, the current Teacher of the Year, stand and be recognized? Thank you. These educators have used the West Virginia Teacher of the Year platform to elevate education in our state. Thank you for representing the very best, both at the state and national levels. You are a member of an elite group which is charged with representing your colleagues across the state and nation. We believe in recognizing the value of teachers. Research study after research study indicates that the #1 school-based factor for student success is the teacher. The mission of the Teacher of the Year program is to recognize teachers of excellence and connect them with a network of other equally inspirational and innovative educators. The West Virginia Department of Education is committed to the acknowledgement, development, and success of all of our teachers. Each of you represents the best in our state. You are an inspiration to your family, your friends, your students, and your coworkers, because you lay the groundwork for so many that will follow in your footsteps. Congratulations on this prestigious award. Thank you for your dedication to our students. And now we'd like to take a look at our County Teachers of the Year for this year. That music makes me want to tap my toes. As we prepare to honor the 10 finalists for the 2023 West Virginia Teacher of the Year, we want to acknowledge and extend our appreciation to the sponsors of the Teacher of the Year program. If the sponsor is here tonight, we ask that you stand when you're to be recognized and remain standing. For the 2023 West Virginia Teacher of the Year, Toyota Motor Manufacturing, West Virginia, will provide the
Evening. It's time for tonight's live drawing of the West Virginia Lottery's Daily 3, Daily 4, and Cash 25 winning numbers. Good evening, I'm Phil Washington, and we start with our Daily 3. Those numbers are 093. Again, those numbers are 093, and if you've matched those numbers exact or in any order, congratulations. You may be our winner. Now on to our Daily 4. Those winning numbers are 7635. Again, those winning numbers, 7635. Now on to our Cash 25. Those winning numbers are 21, 22, 1, 18, 25, and 23. Again, those winning numbers, 21, 22, 1, 18, 25, and 23. Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is an estimated $231 million. Good night, good luck, and please play responsibly.
The American Federation of Teachers West Virginia will provide a $500 cash award to the West Virginia Teacher of the Year. West Virginia Professional Educators will provide a $250 Amazon gift card to the winner and teacher supplies. West Virginia State Parks will provide a 2-night stay at Tigert State Park for the West Virginia Teacher of the Year. The West Virginia Lottery provides a $300 classroom grant to all county teachers of the year. Adams Hallmark Stores provides a $25 gift card for each finalist, valid online and at any Adams Hallmark statewide. In addition, each finalist for West Virginia Teacher of the Year will receive an Apple iPad for their use while employed by the county system, a customized plaque, and lapel pin to commemorate this recognition. So thank you to all of our sponsors. And now let's take a look at our finalists for West Virginia Teacher of the Year.
Last question I had for you. Why do you enjoy doing what you do?
Oh, I love teaching. This is, like I said, is gonna be my 27th year. It's nice to hear that they want to be in your class the next year or they don't want to leave you. It's just good to make students feel good about themselves and help them to learn and be successful. And there's not a greater job that I would want to do.
I tell people all the time, I mean, can you not imagine spending your entire day with 23 5-year-olds? Like, they are the best of what the world has to offer. I can't imagine doing anything else with my life. I love the process of teaching people how to read, so getting to really do the scientific part and really meet a child where they are in terms of their phonemic awareness or phonics. That's exciting for me as well, and I love behavior. I love finding ways to motivate kiddos that might need a little extra push. That's definitely something that I feel like I'm really, really blessed at.
That's the fun part of my job. I love to be creative and to teach using music and chants and songs and just getting them up and moving around the room and collaborating with partners and just seeing them with those light bulb moments, as we would say as educators, but it's just exciting to see the growth in each individual student throughout the school year.
I really enjoy what I do. Seeing them change and seeing what you teach them, they actually, what you tell them, they're actually putting it into life situations. And to see that, like, man, and you know they're only doing it because it's what you showed them. Teaching is beyond your field of expertise. And that's what I learned from those who were there, from my past teachers.
I feel that I was born to be a teacher. There was never another career path that I could ever imagine myself to take. Every single day, I am excited to go to school. I'm excited because I love the community in which I teach. It's actually the same community in which I grew up in, the same county. And so I love what I do every single day. And I am a teacher because so many teachers directed my path into the teaching field, and I'm forever grateful for that.
Oh, I love what I do. Getting up for work every day and knowing that you love what you do is, it's a blessing. It's so important that as educators, we keep our positivity about school so that the children can also be positive about what they're doing and the goals they're setting and know that they can achieve them.
I love music, and I love bringing a love of music to my students. I started playing the piano when I was 6 years old. I've always been interested in music. I've been interested in theater, and anything that I can do to bring my love of that and my appreciation for that to my students is why I love doing it. I love to see them experience new things. I love to see them go out of their comfort zone and then basically just, become the rock stars that they can be.
I enjoy teaching. I'm passionate about teaching because I love helping the kids find their potential and realizing their value as a citizen. I love providing those opportunities where they can sort of explore and discover themselves, and just being able to witness that spark of an undiscovered interest brings me joy.
Well, since my father was an agriculture teacher, I guess some people could say it's just in my blood. But really the staying part or the being there and continuing after 25 years is the kids themselves. It's always a joy to watch them as the light bulb clicks on in their minds whenever they learn something that, oh, okay. And that's always a joy. And there's so much reward in seeing that in your students, when your students succeed at something. And that's really, it doesn't matter about the pay. It's the pay is more of an emotional reaction or the emotional support that I get from watching my kids succeed, my students succeed.
I love the kids. I love the interaction with families that we get when we have family evenings. I like working with the other teachers. Also, probably some of the best people you ever meet.
I neglected to mention Blinko Glass for our Teacher of the Year sponsor. They will provide a piece of glasswork to all of our county winners as well. So I want to go back and grab that one. As we prepare to recognize our 10 finalists for the 2023 West Virginia Teacher of the Year, again, I invite our front row to come up and get in place. And our finalists, you will cross the stage when your name is read to receive your plaque and sponsor box as you greet state board members and department leadership and our legislative representative. Thanks. Okay, starting with Gilmer County, Tanya Stewart. Representing Harrison County, Sherry Tonkery. Representing Jackson County, Angel Reed. Representing Jefferson County, Charity Marstiller. Representing Kanawha County, David Patrick. Representing Mason County, Lisa Bryant. Representing Monongalia County, Amber Nichols. Representing Ohio County, Shauna Safried. Representing Raleigh County, Cameron Shannon. Representing Wayne County, Sarah Bailey. Your excuse. Give one more round of applause to our finalists. At this time, we want to recognize the 2022 West Virginia Teacher of the Year, Brian Casto. Now, Brian will finish out his year. We have a few more months of utilizing his talents. Our 2023 West Virginia Teacher of the Year will begin their reign on January 1st. Brian is an 8th grade West Virginia Studies teacher at Milton Middle School in Cabell County. I cannot believe it's been a year, Brian, since we named you as the West Virginia Teacher of the Year. Brian is known for his 2-minute animated videos that preserve the history and culture of the state. Make sure to go and follow his social media accounts, West Virginia History in 2 minutes or less, and Where in West Virginia is Brian Casto? Mr. Casto. Where in West Virginia is Mr. Casto? Mr. Casto traveled the state with the former superintendent and myself this past spring, promoting the Grow Your Own West Virginia Pathway to Teaching that is working to strengthen the pipeline by recruiting our high school students, removing barriers for those students to promote becoming a teacher in West Virginia. And the piece that Brian shared, he talked about the joy of teaching. He talked about his why, and that spark for those students to let them know that if you become a teacher, you will have memories that will last a lifetime. So Brian represents the state, the best our state has to offer, and he will be a hard act to follow.
Brian's a great human, first of all. He's a Christian man. Second is he's a good friend of mine. And then third, the last word is he is the epitome of what a teacher should be. The way he lives his life, and not only in the classroom, but out of the classroom, as you've seen with all the videos that he does. He took the classroom outside of those four walls. I think it's awesome that we were able to have someone like Brian as Teacher of the Year, because, you know, he's just a good guy, and it's good to see a good guy win every once in a while. And so just thank you to the committee and the board and all the people that are responsible for that, superintendents and all that. You know, they picked the right one, and so they should use the same process to pick the next one.
So when I first was given this honor of Teacher of the Year, I didn't know really what to expect. I knew that it would kind of change things a little bit. And over the last year, I've gotten to meet some incredible people, both incredible educators, people who are in charge of educational things. And so that's been very eye-opening. It came as a surprise. It's been very humbling. But I'm excited to see this next Teacher of the Year take the torch and move it forward, because in my classroom, what I tell students is I have the same philosophy as the National Park Service. I want to leave it better than I found it. And I'm really hoping that that just continues on. You know, think of where things are at now and think of how you can make them even better.
Now, Brian, the secret is out. You've thought all day that we were coming here to celebrate your birthday today, but that's not why we're here. So would you stand and be recognized? And now we have reached the moment to name the 2023 West Virginia Teacher of the Year. As I said, Brian will continue in his capacity throughout the end of the year, and the 2023 Teacher of the Year will take over on January 1st. Superintendent Roach, would you come and do the honors?
Tear it all up. But I'll get it out. We'll have to give them another one. Wow. Graceful. 2023 West Virginia Teacher of the Year, Amber Nichols. Montague County. Congratulations.
Dr. Campbell, you want to come? Is Amber's principal here? Yes, please come.
I'm not a very brief person, so I apologize. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. First, thank you to God. I'm a Christian, and I totally believe that teaching is a calling. All of you that are here, thank you. For sure. Every day I walk into my classroom and I pray to God that I am the person that my kids need. And I know that you do the same, and I really appreciate that. I'm a Head Start kid. I'm from Doddridge County, and I've had teachers pour into my life since I was 3 years old. And so Doddridge County Schools, thank you for what you do. I don't think that there are two parents that could love their children more than my mom and dad, and my mom is here tonight celebrating with me, so thank you. I married my high school sweetheart, and we've been together 20-odd years. Thank you, Aaron, for being my best friend. And it's hard to be married to a teacher, right? It's hard to share your spouse in that way, and Aaron does a great job. We have 3 beautiful children who share their mama with the kiddos that are in my class. So Belle, Reagan, and Lincoln, I hope you're watching at home, and I thank you for who you are. I work in the best county, in the best school, in the best state. I truly believe that. I am under the leadership of an amazing principal who is a dear friend, and she lives by the motto that kids should be celebrated. And who doesn't want that every day? So thank you, Mrs. Hartshorn. Dr. Campbell, thank you for your leadership. I mean, we're blessed in Mon County, and that's because of you, and I appreciate that so much. I told in my interview, and I want to share it with you, but my first day of teaching was on September 11th, 2001. I am a military wife, a proud military wife. Aaron, thank you for your service. I'm a proud military wife. I am. And I stepped into a kindergarten classroom on September 11th, 2001, and we were on the West Coast in Arizona, and
So as the events were unfolding, we were just getting to work. And our principal called all the military spouses to the office, and she said, I don't know what's going to happen here today, but if you need to go home and take care of the affairs in your home, you can leave, and I will take care of you. I'll cover your class. And there is a ranking with military wives as well. It's unspoken. But the lieutenant colonel's wife jumped in, and she said, no, we're here for the kids, and we have each other. And just being here in this room tonight just reminds me of that mantra, that we're here for the kids and we have each other. There's so many great things that are happening in education in West Virginia, and to get to celebrate that is a blessing. So thank you all for what you do, and thank you for this opportunity.
That was so fun. I don't want to go home just yet. I'm still having a good time. As we prepare to leave this evening, I just want to say thank you again to our staffs. Thank you to the department. Thank you to our legislature, our state board. Teaching is the best job in the world, and I, like one of our finalists said, cannot imagine doing anything else. I decided at the age of 7 I was going to be a teacher, and I'm entering my 35th year, and I love what I do, and I love the people in this room, and I appreciate you. It takes a village. That's a cliche, but it's not something that can be done alone. We have to work together, and we have to have all of our stakeholders on board to move education forward in our state, and I appreciate you. As we depart this evening, finalists, please choose a table centerpiece or a fern to take with you. We have an announcement that someone lost a cell phone. That is out at the information desk, so if you are missing your cell phone, check your pocket right now. That is out at the information desk. I believe someone dropped it in the parking lot, they thought, so check that out. And then if you are a finalist, please make sure you stop at the registration desk to sign your paperwork, to take your iPad home with you. You will get it after you sign your paperwork out there. Thank you for spending your evening with us. Thank you for supporting education in West Virginia, and I will say good night, God bless, and safe travels home.